Welcome, Lights Out family, to another episode of the Out There podcast with me, KK. This is episode 12. This is our anniversary episode, 1 year. And with me is Sonia Kurana.
Hey! I can't believe it's been a year.
Yes, later I have something special for you guys. And
Wow.
joining us is Sara.
Hello! Hey, Lights Out family. Congrats on the 1 year.
Thank you. So Cici is now working late today. He'll join us in a while. So fans of Cici, please stay tuned for his appearance. I know you all are thirsting for it.
Hashtag,
Okay.
where is Cici?
Where is Cici? Yeah, I think a lot of people are missing Cici. We Lights Out family definitely missing Cici.
Yes, us.
Yeah.
You know, where is he then?
We're missing Cici. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, as I promised, there's this 1 year anniversary short little video that I have edited. So here it is.
Even I haven't seen it, so I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this.
Here we go.
Now sound okay? Hi, welcome Lights Out family to our first episode of a collaboration between Lights Out After Dark and Weekend Wanderers. Hey Lights Out family, welcome to episode 3 of the Out There podcast. Welcome Lights Out family to another episode of Out There podcast. Welcome Lights Out family to another episode of the Out There podcast. Welcome Lights Out family to another episode of the Out There podcast.
Oh, I saw a black figure somewhere at the side of the top floor there. So I look.
Top 8th floor. All the way 8th floor.
It was the 8th floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I asked him, I said, where did you see it? And when he pointed, I was like, damn, confirm. I saw the exact same thing.
Me to the place itself, I feel like shit. This place is crazy. Yes. It's really crazy. So I decided to go up again. Then I called Sonia to take it out this place together with her. You or me? You heard somebody call you?
Oh, wow. Okay.
When I smell something sweet on the certain place, then I think Sonia got called by someone.
We were descending already and it was starting to get a bit dark. And climbing Mount Ledang, Gunung Ledang is not an easy feat. Where is Cici?
You can't see me, but I can see you. Yeah.
Nice.
So, but for the woman, I didn't hear any buzzing sound, any tapping, and
Wow.
she was right behind me, just
Huh.
walking away.
Oh.
So when she walked away, she turned left towards some road. So I tried to follow her, but she's not there already.
Wow.
Vanished.
So I thought that okay lah, we just walk ahead first, then we'll come back, then we'll just purchase it.
No,
But when I
no,
come
no.
back, what's the door?
The-
Then I showed the picture of the doll to the
Oh,
lady.
really?
They said, "Oh, the people buy."
Oh.
It's major regret.
It's very creepy, the doll.
I'll just ignore it.
Yeah. No, but it's still
Wow.
going on.
Yeah, I can hear it. But I'm gonna just tune it out. Back. I can hear voices again.
Oh. Then I think it's some network thing lah.
She calling you to go to India again.
From just now, I don't know whether you realize when I had my head back, it's because I can feel the pressure in the
No.
base of my skull again. So It's very big. We have to bring him lah. We got to bring
Yeah.
him
Yes.
so that he knows.
Not
and he-
7 months, not 7 months.
7 months is
will
the
not-
best time.
I will not chillax, whatever. And we are the precipice of doing our isolation. So I thought they're gonna pick one of the rooms.
Yeah, I see a
Luckily,
huge difference from
we
not
didn't do
wanting.
we do at the corridor. So it was me and Kachik. We did the isolation.
One day, then I see like, hey, this uncle then this uncle like very paranormal like that. Then I scroll some more, then I see, oh, he's not that uncle he's actually quite
Alright.
man only like not old yeah.
When that video was being shot, I desperately needed to go to the toilet, and I realized that where we were is the most abandoned place. I was praying. I said, God, please. I know I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but I've also done some good things, right? Please let there be a toilet.
So I managed to resume back, and I think when I heard it when I start to resume back, like they heard all the bad words from my mouth.
Oops.
After seeing
Yeah, he maybe that was the period when you're so frustrated with your live stream, get cut off like this. That was when I heard the male voice. Yeah.
Oh, as I already said, after third floor, go down. They already tell me third floor go down, but I stubborn. I want to know what is on the fourth floor. I want to know.
Yeah.
So that is where, when we head to the fourth floor, the vibes is so off.
Let's go. We all left quite fast, from that point.
I recognize
to,
this person.
The base is just outside the building, near the security guards guard house lah. Once you reach that point, I was completely awake.
Oh.
Because when you're sleeping all the way, man. How come is that? I walk like 15 minutes away, and all of a sudden I'm like 100% awake.
Yeah.
Completely awake, completely energetic,
Yep.
Hey.
Wow.
So
Good job.
you can see.
I was watching it from start to finish. Oh my, what progress! Especially you, KK.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
You know,
The journey, isn't it?
Yes, because if you realize from the beginning, if you've been following the show from the very start, episode 1, where Cici and I were on the show, you were not out there with us.
no,
You were
I'm not
in
there yet.
here.
Not
Yeah.
there yet, yeah.
You
I'm
were,
not there yet.
You were
I'm not
in
even.
here.
Yeah, I'm in here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was,
it's like wow.
big change, right?
The transformation.
Yes. And then now, you attend as many of our Parabex excursions as possible. You're doing isolation. We're doing investigation.
Yeah.
So
Man's
it's
hooked to their life, man.
it's actually your journey. Everyone's been
Correct,
witnessing your
For the
journey.
first year is mostly like my journey. So, but I think that's as much as I could go lah. So for the time being, yeah. But I think it's a big step forward. Yeah. So Sarah.
So we can rename the show KK's Journey.
Yeah. I think. But evidently you can see we have a lot of content for just 1 year alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like thinking about the places and locations that Sonia and Cici had shared, right, for the past year. You have been to, of course, Malaysia, Indonesia, right? Philippines. You have been to Nepal, India. Where else?
Vietnam?
Cici went to Vietnam, but he didn't say it in the show.
Even I am not keeping track of where I've been. So.
But but it's a whole lot of places that we have covered within
Japan.
just 11
Japan
episodes.
as well. Japan,
yeah. How
Yes.
can we forget Japan?
Because we talked about the suicide forest in that one.
Yeah. So as Sara said in the last episode that we are the podcast that really go out there. You know,
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, because
if
these
we're like
these accounts are not from other people, but
Mm.
it actually is the experiences that Cici and I go through, and of course the stories that we collect along the way. So it's very much based on our personal journeys, as opposed to other
yeah,
people's journeys, and that's what
and
sets
certainly
us apart.
you guys have like a lot of. I mean, the itinerary that the schedule that you're pack over the months also provide us. It's like even the last 2 months we don't have any Parabex, but I can tell you the things that we have that we can share is much more than certain months where we have Parabex, and yeah, it's amazing. It's like
I mean,
seriously,
most of these places, I mean, they're full of the history.
yes,
Just history alone, I think you can go 2-3 episodes. I mean, Cici and Sonia travel all over these places. I mean, these places are full of
correct.
so many negative stories, so many things we share. You know,
Even
and that's the
like
beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Even like your dad, you can, as I mentioned before, you can immerse yourself in the place. You can imagine how this, like every bullet hole on the wall, every scars on the wall or whatever, it's a part of history of this place that you can get into it when you are there lah. So that's why we always tell people, like, if you want to come, just join us. We are not a conventional type of tour group, and and as always, it's not just paranormal, even though our channel is mainly attuned to paranormal. But you can see that with hiking, with climbing, it's all about it's something spiritual also, because spiritual can be linked to a bit with paranormal as well. So it's finding yourself, finding about the place, and I can, from the people that we met along the way, you can sense that there's a bit of addiction. So once you start to join us, you get a bit addicted.
Yeah.
I have to admit that. That's why you can see me start to move forward and forward. Yeah. So
Holistically, be out there, lah.
correct. Yeah. So Sonia, we have looked through the past 2024, and we know that what you have for this year in 2025. I don't think that the pace will slow down. In fact, it will escalate even more, right? Moving forward.
Slowing down
moving
isn't
forward.
Sonia's addiction.
No,
That's what
it
it is.
is. It is not.
Doesn't
I'm in a hurry actually, because I shared this in the early part of the year. I think in January, the January episode where I said this is the year I turned 50, and I think 50 is the new, how to say, is the new middle age perhaps. There's
It's the new
so much
40.
that I want to do. Is it the new 40?
Yeah.
But no
It's like a
slowing
new
down.
30. Yeah.
New 30.
And that-
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Life expectancy, the way it is with medical technology, we're at the advent of so many new discoveries. I feel fitter than ever at this age to tackle all these different
Wow.
things that I want to do.
That's
So,
because you are fit.
and so yes, there is no slowing down on the horizon. In fact, gunning up to do even more. So if anybody's interested, we always leave it wide open. Come join us on any of these trips. The Parabex ones, we've taken a 2-month break, but we're going to jump back in.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later when we
Yes.
cover the Parabex side from
Yeah.
Malacca side, which we have still some to share. So we will inform everybody
eventful.
the forthcoming one in May. So as we wait for Cici, let's do viewers' comments. We have a lot of comments this time round.
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah. Okay, the first one is from @Tups7520.
At Tups?
She's actually Gillian Fernandez from Australia. Yeah.
Hey,
so
Gillian.
so she was watching our last episode, and she was mentioning about when we go into these kind of places, we need to like cleanse ourselves or as Sonia always say, or like Sara always do, is like you set your own protections. Sonia is always like set her intention of going in. So I was asking her, so for her, she was saying like, you got to be prepared or something like cleanse herself. So I was asking her, is there like any religion that she's following? She says no religion. She's just using the energy around her, which is quite true also. So it's not that if you are atheist or free thinker, you don't have that kind of power within yourself. You just clear your mind, don't think negatively. That's the basic mentality. And trust the people you are with. Don't go alone.
The easy way is always to find a virgin and sacrifice them, so also works. It also works. But
you could find the nearest stratovolcano that is still active and fling someone in. Sacrificial lamb.
Seriously,
old we go old school with that.
All right. I can't sacrifice my son, so I need to find another kid somewhere. How to find a virgin these days? Okay. Then from at Jonathan Low, Z6N. So he was saying that from our that strange taunting laughter from our isolation. Then he said he can hear the sound almost like Michael Jackson sound. Serious, not joking. Yeah. Yeah. So people a lot of say animals, but I can tell you again, it's not animal when you are at the point. Maybe when it's recorded. And also, I always remember the episode that we were at KL when Cici said that even if it's animal, it could be an entity that is masquerading as an animal,
taking the form.
Yeah.
Sometimes taking the form. But even amongst ourselves, we disagreed about that because I eventually went with animal, and then so the fun in that discussion.
The logical thinking is always animal, right? But then when Cici came out with the point that they could disguise as animal, is like yes, that makes sense also.
Yeah, they can mimic the sounds and the behavior. Yeah.
So Jonathan follow up said that on the video he can also hear it clearly. It's creepy, and on second replays it was even more convincing. So Jonathan Low is on my side of things lah.
So Jonathan, are you okay? Are you okay, Johnny?
Okay. Then at Papite, this he was commenting on about the climb Sonia had on Mount Apo. So and we were talking about after we reached the summit, then climb down, it's like, oh no. Then Papite said that it's the same way up, then it's the same way down. It's true lah. I don't want to think about that. Yeah. Then at Davao, he said where he can watch where he can watch the Parabex live replay, which I did upload last week. So hope you enjoyed that. I watched it. I thought I was quite surprised that a lot of people were watching that 1 hour and 40 minutes thing until the end with me, and it's interesting just to watch it again with people.
Because then you would get different perspectives as well, you see. And you may have missed something on the ground, then you could have missed it during that first replay. So it's always good to have extra opinions and extra sets of eyes watching it with you. Then they get to point out different things. So it's always good. And every time you play it, you may notice something else.
Actually, truth to be said, when I downloaded that particular stream, I wasn't that willing to watch the video because I know I'm gonna hear that laughter, right? So I didn't really watch until I isolate the laughter. Even that, I didn't watch the entire video. I just isolate key points. So last Thursday was the first time I watched the whole thing, and I think moving forward, it really gives me motivation to do more live stream when we're on the ground. That is depend if the network is okay lah. That is always a killer.
Yeah. But even if you don't do a live stream and you do a recording, we can always play the recording back.
Correct. Yeah. I have a few from previously, so maybe if there's interest out there, I will upload the previous Parabex as well.
I think we should, because I think the thing now is for people to watch, these real experiences.
Correct.
Even if it's like an hour long, half an hour long, people want to watch, the full experience.
Yeah.
They want to see for themselves. Yeah. So
Of course, as compared to some of the haunted house expedition like Mine Seat or all those kind of paranormal thing, we didn't
it's
edit
more
we don't edit.
entertaining.
Yeah, I really didn't edit anything to create any. Yeah, so it's a raw kind of thing. So you might see camera out of place, lighting is like really poor, that kind of thing. So
It's real.
So
It's real. Yeah.
if you don't find that to be too raw, too boring, I'm willing to upload everything for you guys. Then lastly, same thing from that last video when we shared, Priya J75, she mentioned thank you for sharing the video. So thank you for supporting us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Cici.
Guys.
How are you, brother? How's everything?
Tired.
Work
Lot.
tired. So last month was really hectic, right? The
Yes.
end of the year doing the inventory check on this.
Alright.
Yeah. So is April going to be better or still the same?
Say the
Look,
same.
he's
Oh,
see, look at the timing.
yeah. So
That's week also.
yeah, the audience will know that you're joining us after coming back from a full day of work. Yeah.
Poor thing.
Hopefully
Yeah.
it gets better after this period is over lah. So now,
What? And I'm about to go torture him some more, bringing up Mount Agung.
yeah, we'll talk about that in a while. So talk about Mount Agung. Let's Sonia share some story from her recent climb in Sarawak on a climb to Mount Api up to the Ulu Pinnacles.
Yes. Yeah.
So how high is the elevation? The altitude of this mountain itself?
1,000 plus only. The Gunung Api. Wow.
Yeah.
Now season already lah. Season. Already.
Somebody's been up to 5,000 plus, ma. What is 1,000 something?
Plus you're going to tell Sara.
But what is the difficult part of this Mount Api itself?
So the discovery of the place in itself was quite a story, and this was back when the locals have a lot of knowledge, right, of places, but the same cannot be said for outsiders who, let's say, fly in for geological studies, or when a new cave is found, then a team comes in to document. So they were in a helicopter and they had flown over this one area and they saw the pinnacles sticking out of the forest. And so when they asked, it's like, oh, what is that? And it's the pinnacles as we know it today. Now, there is no path back then. This was in the 70s, 50s, 60s, 70s. There was no path that led to the pinnacles. They had to cut a path in so that they could further
Sara got
examine.
a question.
Yes.
What's a pinnacle?
The like Stonehenge like that, lor.
The sharp stone thing.
Yes. Right.
Okay.
And they are limestone, and the formation of it is through rain. And as it rains, it dissolves part of the rock. Therefore, you get
it was a full piece previously.
maybe millions of years ago. But as it rains, and then it dissolves part of it. So
Right.
you're going to have rocks which are more soluble, and then rocks that are not. So it's what is left. Okay, and it was those pinnacles. So this is all on Gunung Api. Now, from the base of Gunung Api, the journey in itself to get to the trailhead is a 9-kilometer hike. Just to get to the trailhead. And then from the trailhead, you make your way up. Very steep gradient, and we're talking about 1,000-meter elevation gain over 2.4 km. It is virtually just vertical. That's why there's ropes and ladders. You have to haul yourself up on rocks. And they're very sharp rocks. It's one of the climbs that, how do I say this? It's not for beginners. It's not even intermediate. It's beyond that. Lots of obstacles. Go over, under, haul yourself up on things and all that. So, and then of course you begin with that 9 km hike. Then you rest for the night. and you start bright and early. The minute there's light at about 6:30, between 6 to 6:30, and then you start. It takes the entire day, 12 hours to go up. You go to the pinnacles, the viewpoint of the pinnacles, you gawk at the wonder that you see. And then you make your way down, which is harder. I fancy the going down was harder than the going up. I relished the going up. I was smiling at many, many points because I love this sort of thing. And of course, I always think in my head because I have a climbing buddy, right? You know, the one over there. Is it here?
The other side.
It's like
1,000 below don't look for it. No, but Cici, the one he say she's not intermediate, must be expert.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, why I think
very expert.
No, because he likes the kind of climb we have got a lot of obstacles. Like it's very fun, you know. There's ropes, there's ladders, and
they got COT down there.
Yes, there are cut-off times. You have to get to the checkpoints by a certain time.
What's the time?
Because the reason for that is if you don't meet those checkpoint timings, then your descent will take way longer, and they do not allow people to descend in darkness. If you don't get back to base by
it's dangerous darkness, right?
It's very, very dangerous, and it's complete dark, right? There are no lamps, there are no lights.
Of course, yeah.
So if you don't get to those checkpoints in time, you're not going to have enough time to reach the top, turn around, and come back down. So yes, have cut-off times. So there's a little bit of pressure in that sense. It's not a simple climb, and there are cut-offs. So not at all easy. But
one question: the pinnacle itself is not the summit, right?
It is not the summit.
It's along a slope, right?
Yes, but beyond that point, there is no path. No path has been cut. So when I asked the local guide, I said, "Oh, so we're not going up to the summit of Gunung Api?" And he goes, "No, the viewpoint is the last point. This is for you to look at the pinnacles, and you turn around, you go down." And I said, "Why not? Why isn't there a trail?" He said, "Because a path was never
because I said so."
No, so my guide is his father and his grandfather are renowned explorers in Mulu. They found many things. Like they found and discovered caves. They are the one that bring overseas expeditions. So I got a couple of interesting stories from him, but he's not a believer because I asked him specifically, "Do you have any that type of stories to share with me?" He goes, "No." I said, "Why no?" He said, "Because I don't believe." I said, "But you are considered like what we call Dayak, which is Aboriginal of the land, and for you to not have any of those animistic beliefs is quite strange." He's Catholic, but then again, you know, they're free to choose their faith, right?
Yeah, sure.
But no stories at all is a bit strange.
Okay, never mind that he doesn't have stories. I had 2 climbers who saw something.
Yeah. Let's share.
Yeah. So
what happened?
I didn't think much of it because there are so many people who are climbing, but I thought it might be of interest to you all lah. Because he said he saw someone. I said, "Yeah, it sounds like one of the guys that climb." He said, "No, but none of the climbers," because we saw the other climbers. He said none of the other climbers wore luminous green top. He said he saw somebody with luminous green top. So I said, for me, I automatically said, yeah, it's probably another climber or one of the rangers, or because there are rangers on the mountain. And he said he wasn't so sure.
This is during the ascent itself?
No, when we were coming down. So during the descent.
When you're coming
Daytime.
down.
Daytime. But you see,
a lot of people.
Sorry, there were, I think it was just another team of people that had gone up, and then the other lady. There was another lady who said she saw someone as well. But okay, so why am I being so skeptical about this? Even though, like Cici and I have spoken about this incident on Gunung Ledang where, we smell stuff or we hear our name being called, and all that. Things like that do happen on the mountain, especially when mountains are spiritual, mystical places. But why I was so, I wasn't willing to embrace this version of their stories, because I have seen other people on the mountain. So you see, I'm fighting myself. No, there's a conflict within. I've seen people, and what they described didn't sound creepy at all.
Just like a normal person.
Normal. Okay, so
Like,
but
For me, it felt like it was just another person.
so is there a history of people dying on this mountain?
There was
Any deaths?
one, I think my guide was saying, but I don't have the exacts. Maybe what I'll do is I'll follow up, I'll double check, and then I get back to you all. I don't want to repeat a story that I'm not
You go
sure.
up again?
You're coming this time, right?
No.
You know, he created a sticker, okay? And every time I mention another mountain that I want to climb, he will send me that sticker, you know. Cici has to share it at some point. I think he has.
I've seen that sticker. Yeah, but so when descent, y'all go by a single file, right?
You have to. It's a narrow path.
Then is a vegetation with canopy and
Yes.
all this.
Yes,
So-
it's entirely covered.
There are certain parts shaded.
It's all shaded. The only
So,
parts where it's open is when you are climbing towards the ladders. There are 17 ladders. That one is
Was-
sheer rock faces and stuff already. And then you come to where the viewpoint is to the pinnacles. That's all open. And that's why in my pictures, I'm not wearing a hat during my climb, except when I'm out in the open at the viewpoint of the pinnacles. Otherwise,
So-
it's all covered. And it was a gloomy weather
Day.
because it had been raining. We were very lucky that we were able to climb, because the day before was raining, and 2 days before that the trails were closed. No climbing allowed because storming.
Logically, it was because climbing, then you make the descent. There's a level of fatigue lah. Then
Yeah.
he's saying about luminous green inside the. Sometimes when you go through like a forested area, right? Certain movement feel like there's another person, and it's on a green background. You see, so maybe this person might have mistook some movement he saw along the way, because when you walk down, is it a slow walk or you have to like have a certain pace?
Okay, so I went at my pace because I was initially I was sweeping. For the descent, I was sweeping because I was the first one up. Okay, all of us have to walk at our own paces, and we have our guide with us. Going up, I was in front. I had to lead the way because I'm able to see the path where there may not be one, because I'm experienced that way, right? So I was the first one up because the rest followed me. But coming down, I let everybody walk ahead until it got to the point where it's just too slow of a pace for me, and then it becomes dangerous for me to be too slow. That's when I break away and I go, because they're with the guide. And so because I was ahead, I have no idea what they're seeing, because they're talking among themselves, but I'm not with them already, ma. It was only later when they come down, and because they know
So it's
that
verified by more than one person.
Yes, two. So, but the thing is, I'm not seeing anything. I didn't experience anything.
Because you're not with them.
No, but I can feel. I didn't really feel anything. So
Because
that's
this
why
kind of thing is the mountain spirits. It's not your typical supernatural beings that you will feel your energy.
we like to
So
say.
whatever their existence, they can come fleetingly, because they're more like if like maybe in the Western world, like fairies, that kind of thing. So
Well, we like to say bunyan, right? In this part of the world,
yeah,
that other
Bunyan, or in Taiwan they call it a Mosinya. So they might not, I don't know, it might appear, they might manifest as another climber, So but luckily they didn't draw their attention away lah. They still follow that right path. It's just that scared that they might be distracted, that kind of thing,
Yeah, but so aside from that, let me get a few more details and a few more facts, because I don't want to repeat
Yeah.
something. And then go again, come, let's go, Cici.
I will morally and spiritually support you guys.
You talk to me. You talk to me.
So anything else from
He had the best excuse. He had work. The only reason he wasn't on that trip is because he had work.
That's not
I do not
that is
accept
our.
MC. I do not accept hospitalization leave.
Aiyo.
Oh no, cannot. No.
This boss are very strict.
Cici very kasian yeah. But anyway, you guys got a climb coming, so maybe you want to tell the audience where you're going next in April.
I'll let Cici
week's time.
do it because I already talked about March.
Yeah,
April he can talk.
Yeah, Cici. So where you are going to?
Who? Me?
Yeah, with Sonia
Where
and
are you going in April?
April?
Agung in Bali.
Bali.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I
It will
heard.
be about 3,031 meter above sea level.
See, he don't play small number, no, he do big number only. 1,000 plus
Yeah.
all, he's like, nah. Then
Yeah.
3,000, then he, yes, let's go.
But you guys also plan a bit of urbexing there also? If you have the free time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, correct. But
Yeah.
Bali are known to be a lot of abandoned places.
Yeah. We went and we saw quite a bit. Just the traffic. Certain part of Bali, if you're near Ubud, that side is gonna be tough, man.
Yeah.
We're not going to be anywhere near Ubud this time.
Where's this Mount Agung again?
Sediman.
Northern side.
It's spelled as what?
Bekasi. Near Bekasi.
Yeah,
Bekasi.
a very big holy temple at the foot of
Bekasi
Mount
temple.
Agung, and in fact, because they're about to have a very big ceremony for a festival, that certain paths are closed for 1 month. That you cannot go up Mount Agung by Besaki Temple. There is a trail from that side. That trail is closed for 1 month. So the trail that we'll be using is from another side.
Oh.
You can still climb the mountain, but you cannot go by the Besaki Temple. Yes.
So this one I heard is also not an easy climb, right?
Not easy, man.
Look at
See, look
Cici.
at his face.
Later I come back, 1,000 cramps.
1,000 cramp. Yeah, the Mount Po, I heard you have a lot of cramp. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think he's quite what do you say? Somebody who likes pain. What do you call that?
You.
Sadism.
Machoistic.
Masochistic, is it?
Yeah, sadistic.
Machoistic.
So
Masochist,
Yeah, masochist. Yeah.
I don't think it phases him, and I don't think he shies away from a challenge. Right?
I mean-
Cici? So but we are going to go ahead and look for a few things. You know that Bali is full of many places that are worth more time exploring, experiencing. So we're going to go do that, and like we said, we are truly out there.
So if you guys got good network and you all want to do a TikTok stream, please let us know. We can hop on and we can, see
TikTok,
whether TikTok, Cici, okay lah.
Yeah.
I know you
I hang over to Makcik.
she says she never update her TikTok for very long already, the application. But yeah, looking forward to your climb and your adventures in Bali in April. Yeah. So back to March when you all climb Mount Apo at the island of Davao in Philippines. Beside the climb, you all went to do some exploration as well.
Yes, we did.
So maybe Cici, you can give us a bit of what the description of the place that y'all went to. It's like an abandoned sports arena or something.
Yeah, it's Artica Dome. But I think to walk towards that area already give us a bit of chill because it's just beside shooting.
Cemetery.
No, it's a shooting what?
Shooting range.
Shooting range.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
they just shoot their weapon.
So we were like, oh my
Is it like
god.
a shooting range or do people die there? Or what?
No, it's an actual shooting range.
The range lah.
Ah. No, but if it's a range, they should cordon off the live firing site.
I think that they got their own area to do the shooting. It's only that the sound effect is quite loud. So
So
there
that
was
means
that
you walk
one-
to that place, you start hearing the shooting
You
already.
can hear all the shooting. But Cici, I don't know whether you remember this. There is one section which is open. Remember they were shooting into the side of the hill near the police car? Yeah. So we could see them shooting into the side of the hill. It wasn't cordoned off and it was out in the open. So that in itself, this is the Philippines we're talking about, where people are allowed to carry guns.
Oh
Okay?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's called
So,
freedom, Sonia. It's called freedom.
I don't want that kind of freedom in my country. Okay, don't want. But where we were walking, and we could hear gunshots. Number one. Number two, we could see them with the guns shooting into the side of the hill. So it is a bit disconcerting for people like me who don't get exposed to a lot of this stuff outside. Maybe you army boys are, it's like desensitized lah, because you all see it, you all handle weapons and stuff like that. But for me, I only handle knives, right? Not guns. So it was a little bit disconcerting for me, and like what Cici said, because we had to walk past this shooting range, we could hear everything. So it was a bit nerve-wracking for me, in all honesty, and it was a hike up to this place, as Cici will tell you.
So
No, remember we had to hike.
that few location is all together, the abandoned factory and the arena.
no, it's very far away.
But it's the same place or not the same
Different
place?
place.
Oh, okay.
Davao
place
is
is
a very
the-
big island, and the places that we went to explore were far-flung, away from the city and away from where we were based out of. So it was like what, a 30-minute car ride, 20 to 30-minute car ride away.
But to reach the abandoned sports stadium, is it a stadium? Or?
Arena,
Until
sports arena.
So you still need to walk from a certain point lah, because
Yes.
the cap cannot go access to that
Cannot
place.
go
Right?
in, no access, because it was never completed.
Yeah, Sara.
Okay, so when you say abandoned, so is there anything around? Any surrounding? Any people? Anyone
The
else?
gun range, the gun range.
But the gun. So the gun range is all over here, but
Then you
around
walk past
surrounding
the
nothing
gun
else.
range.
Nothing
Okay,
else.
so this is where it gets interesting.
What interesting.
So it's a hike up, and when we get to this place, right? Cici tells me there's somebody there, somebody standing at the entrance, because the path is very clear. There is a path that leads up.
it's one.
Yeah, it's just one way up. Okay, so we are walking this path, and it's a bit of a hike. It's uphill. So already we're cursing and swearing, because it's like, see lah, before we even climb, we already have our training session. So
Training lah.
yeah, it's uphill, and then we follow the path. The path is extremely clear. You don't have to bash. You just follow the path. Walk. Then it comes into a bit of a crossroads.
Crossroad.
Comes to
Why?
crossroads.
Ah.
So we go to the side, because you can see it's a very big structure. The arena stadium is very huge. So you walk that way because you can see it, you head towards it. And then Cici tells me that there is somebody there. So I come out. Now, one of so this one Cici will share with you. Whenever there is a guard or somebody
Oh, you suspect
manning
it's a
the
guard.
Yeah.
what he will tell me to do, okay, go do your thing.
And she will just smile.
The diplomatic way lah.
Yes. Right? You use diplomacy, what? Because I got nothing to hide. I'm there.
Yeah, we are
because
tourists,
I want-
just
Yes, and I want to document. So I always have my camera with me, or I have my phone. This time I had my camera with me, and I also have my phone. So Cici like, go do your thing. And my thing is to smile, establish contact, and tell them of our intention, which is, I just want to go in and take a few pictures. Can we go in and take a few pictures? And straight away he was like, no, cannot. And he spoke in Tagalog, which neither of us understand. He thought that Cici was Filipino because he started talking to Cici in
Well, he sounds Filipino, Cici.
you know, and I
Suppose
think
I'm
it's
saying
also or perhaps the way he looks as well, right?
Yeah.
And he started talking to Cici in Tagalog, and Cici was like, I don't understand. And I'm speaking in English, and everybody in the Philippines also should
Speak
know
English, right?
English. Yeah. And the minute I was waving my camera about, he's like, no, cannot. And he did not allow us in. Okay? But we did manage a few pictures because I said, I'm not going in if you're not letting us in. I'm not going to go in. I am going to stay on the outside, but I am going to document from the outside. And we took our pictures, and then we exited. But do you think we exited completely?
Knowing you, no way.
Not exited away
No
from
chance.
the spots.
We backtracked a little bit, and then of course I told Cici, you think I'm giving up, is it? And he was like, of course you're not.
Oh, but the guard is still there, The guard is still at the entrance.
And the place is huge, so I went around to see if there's another way by the back. What? Do a perimeter check lah.
But sorry to ask, the universal language didn't work.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was waiting for that one.
He didn't even want to talk, let alone
But
just have to
negotiate.
pick out.
How do you know?
Let it.
Ah.
So
Abang,
then later on, after we walked to the side, then we realized why. Because the bugger has a house just behind.
Okay.
He came in on his motorbike, and he is the one that is looking after the place. And from the past videos that Cici showed me, the place looks completely different. Completely different. Now they have barricaded the place. They have put all sorts of obstacles where you cannot even enter.
I think they put some glass shut on the company place.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
you can't climb in anymore because the videos that we were watching, Cici shared with me the videos. It was open, it was easy to access, and there was no guard. And I think it was 1 year later only, from the time those videos were shot. The 1 year later, when we are there, cannot access at all.
Wow.
They blocked off everything, and then we found out that because as we Googled later to find out like what's going on with the place, how come cannot enter anymore? I think they may be redeveloping the spot. So that's why now there's
From what I heard is when I do the research also that the community down there wanted this place to be turned as a crematorium.
Huh?
Is it?
Yeah.
So
They
they,
wanted
they retain the
Not-
structure of the place.
To make it into a crematorium.
From a sports arena to crematorium. Wow.
That's a big
That's
such.
a big jump.
Yeah. Oh, I
So I
thought
guess-
I thought that the guy was like a illegal hoarder, so he's
No.
defending his so he's really a custodian.
I think he's paid. I think he's paid to look after the place.
And then his house is just behind.
Yeah.
Right. So he stays
Yeah,
in the.
so-
I see.
Yeah, so even trying to go to the back, he was following us, but he was walking closer to the stadium while we were circumventing on the outside. So when we came to another open space where we could see the stadium, we could also see the guy.
So
it
what's
was
inside the stadium? Is just open space. that's all.
Nothing. It's open, and then it has its various areas, I suppose.
So is it completely built already, or how is
No,
it?
it's
Abandoned?
just the skeleton of the
Not
place.
skeleton or stadium.
see.
But nice, very big structure.
But
Would
it's
have been
lovely.
great to go in. Yeah, would have been nice to go in and have a look. But the way they blocked off all the different entry points, they had used stone slabs, like giant stone slabs, lined them up, and then with pieces of glass, like the glass shards on surfaces for you to climb over. All cannot. So I
Somebody
was
told me you
surprised
were
at
going
how
there, that's
much
why lah.
how much effort was put into keeping people out,
Yeah. They mean
Keeping
business
you
lah.
out lah, keeping both of you out lah.
keeping both of us out.
You know,
And I wasn't
Cici
willing
and
to give
Sonia
up,
coming. Huh?
I wasn't willing to give up.
No, but when you see the glass shard, I think that's it lah. That's the final final
No, it was the
decision.
fact that the guy was still there. That he
No, but
just
if he's not there, you see that the place is barricaded and there's glass shards on the barricade.
there
You
would
still
definitely have been a way in. Because we were not able to examine it completely. I'm not
Bro,
happy.
glass
I am
can't stop
totally not
them lah,
happy.
please
I
lah.
think yeah.
Yeah, they would have climbed over the stone, they would have pushed the glass aside. You know these two lah.
Correct or not? Cici knows me very well. He knows that I wouldn't. And then, so when we walked back out, right? And then while we were waiting for our Grab, I saw the guard on the motorbike. He exited. Then I looked at Cici. I was like, should we turn around and
go
go back in? He's like, we already called the Grab. Can we just go? Because when I saw him leave, I was like, oh my God, that's our opportunity. He's left. Let's go.
How much is a Grab? An
No
exchange
lah, but
to
it
take
was
the
very
picture.
hot already. It was very hot. And we were both already like not in a good mood, you know. So it was time to go lah.
So
It's just that
those
I was being very stubborn and Cici was being very sensible.
I need to buy a leash.
Huh?
Sorry?
He
Need to buy some leash.
Ah. So those walls where I see with the bullet hole is this place lah.
no,
No. That one is different place.
that is
Still got other
the
place with bullet hole ah.
yes. So there were no bullet holes. We were not able to get close enough to even examine the stadium walls closely. We got to within a few meters of it, but that's about it. And the one with the bullet holes is the other place.
The abandoned factory warehouse or something.
Abaca warehouse and factory from 1903.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think
1903.
So whatever we see is like the remnants, or still you see the whole building is still intact. Is the whole building intact?
Even getting there was interesting.
Okay, let's share. What happened?
because I think the place itself is just behind market, which are not being used anymore.
Close. Also abandoned.
Completely
Okay.
abandoned.
Yeah.
So when we wanted to pass by the place, we were stopped by this lady.
A guard. She was guarding the market. Okay?
Okay.
Then Cici turned on his charm.
That's what I said. Cici. Now it's Cici's turn to smile, not mine. Mine doesn't.
But when we showed her that we wanted to go to the place behind the market, she said, no, you cannot enter by here. You are not supposed to go there also. Then we like, Then Sonia also, I think Sonia you talked something to her, right?
Yes, because even if the market is closed and even if it is private property, I can see that there are people walking in. If they're allowed to walk in, how come I'm not allowed to walk in?
Who are these
Right?
people?
Locals. So we have to use a bit of logic and common sense to our advantage in this case. So if you tell me I cannot go in, what is the rationale behind it? Why is it that I can't go in? No, I refuse to pay, because for me this one is can still talk. We talk first, okay? No need we don't need to go to that extent. If can talk first, right? So I can see that there are people inside. So she said the market is closed and it's private property. So I said, even if it's closed, then how come people can go in, right? Then she was like, they are. I can't remember exactly what she said, but they were all hanging around inside. So I said, okay, I tell you what, I won't go to the back area because she said it is prohibited. Okay, she told me that the back area which we want to go see is the remnants of an Abaca factory and warehouse from 1903 built by the Japanese. The Japanese presence.
So when you say factory, what kind of factory?
Abaca.
Abaca is a kind of plant. Those kind
It's
of plant.
it's banana.
Basket.
Banana. It's a banana plant, but it is not the banana that we eat, so to speak. Okay, and the fibers that come from this plant is called Abaca fiber. It's what you use to make gunny sack. It's what you use. It's that sort of a fiber, very tough fiber. Okay, now
Tough fiber lah.
So Cici and I tried, because we both spoke to this lady and we said that we want to see the area at the back of this market, because the way in, we have to pass this market to get to the back. So we said, oh, this is what we want to see. So we showed her the picture. We want to see this place. And she said, cannot go, prohibited. So I said, why prohibited? She said, the market is private land. I said, okay, fine. So this is private. I don't plan on exploring your private land. I just need to cut across to get to where I want. She insisted. She kept saying, no, cannot. So I said, I tell you what, I'm going to walk the perimeter of your market. I'm not going to go into your market. I'm just going to walk alongside it.
So she has no right for the factory. She only got the market, right?
She only got the market, ma. So I'm not interested in your market. You can keep your market and you can keep your people sitting in the market. You can have it. I want to get to the back, right? So then I told, because I didn't stop talking, I just kept going. I bombarded her and I kept walking. So she also followed. She followed, because I said, okay, I'm not gonna go through your market. I'm gonna walk alongside. So she also followed lah. I said, you are welcome to walk with me and see where it is I go. I'm not going to cut through your market. So walk to the back,
She really followed?
She followed the whole way. The two of us
arrived. She can follow you to climb up.
if she wants, she can. As long as she pays her own way. Anyway, we get to the back already, and I can see the path factory that leads to where I want to go. Come there already. So I asked her, I said, see, didn't go to the market, but I can see the path to where I want to go.
Yes.
And I can see that there are people in that area. She told me it is slums. So I said, that means can go lah. She said it's not safe. So I said, no, I'm extremely safe. I'm with this gentleman over here. Is he on this side? Wait, this side or that side?
No, I thought at this point Cici already wandered off.
No. He hadn't wandered off yet. He wasn't going to leave me like that, right? So then she said it's dangerous because it's the slums. So I said, I'm perfectly safe because I've got this guy over here with me. You all know how big of a fellow he is, right? And then at that point I told her, I said I'm going. And she cannot stop me, right? Because her control ends at the bloody market. Yes. And I'm about to walk off the grounds of the market. You cannot stop me. You cannot stop me.
At this point, you don't need even to explain to her. Just go off lah.
We just went, and I told her, I said, when I am done, I'll come back and look for you, just so that you know that I have left. Because she seemed so adamant about not allowing me inside. No, okay, maybe she was concerned, but I felt as if she was trying to assert her authority, and that kind of thing is not going to sit well with me. It's definitely not going to sit well with Cici, because it's like you have no authority to stop us. You have no authority to stop us from going to what is not within the market anymore. What? She said it's government land, but you're telling me it's government land and that there are people staying there means it's open to public, isn't it?
Depends, because we don't know the rule of the land.
It works. And so when we got there and I could see the path and I told her I'm going, and Cici and I we just walked.
She expecting something lah.
No.
How much is the peso? That's why. How much is the peso? Let that take. Let that 5.
No, in the end, I talked my way out of it, right? Because honestly, if you use common sense,
But
it's just this.
you waste your saliva, waste your
No,
effort.
all these are no problem for me. This one no problem.
Alternately, just give Cici to her for 1 hour, settle also. No problem.
No, you see, the thing is, I needed him with me. If not, I will ask him. Okay, you distract her for 1 hour, I go. Different story, right?
See,
But
she
I
use it
need
for
him with
distraction,
me.
you know. See, she use it for distraction. Aiyo.
All he has to do is smile.
I
right,
will
with
be
his
interested
dimples and all
interested
that.
in how Cici gonna distract her. In
that
what way? Is it is a Filipino makcik?
No lah, young woman lah. You anyhow only want
Then
Filipino.
next year, go back
This
there,
market
one
is not-
child there.
not much.
Hey, look at Cici.
Cici. I've seen this boy before. Look at him.
So anyway, we went in. So
You
we took
managed
that small
to-
car and we crossed over, and there are people running around. This is an it's an X factory, but it was also used during the military time.
What military time?
World
War.
War II. World War.
Oh, this place
It
experienced
became
World War.
yes, it became a Japanese base.
Wow.
jeez. Okay.
Definitely got story.
I think the place itself is owned by Japanese.
Oh,
Correct, because so this was established pre-war. In 1903, a Japanese
company,
man had come. A Japanese man fronting a company had come looking to not manufacture but to grow abaca and therefore harvest it
to make
for their own industry in
yeah,
Japan.
it's like
right?
how they look for rubber plantation, same thing lah. They look for
Same thing.
opportunity.
So this is before the war, and they had established a community of Japanese workers, and of course, because you have industry, you are employing locals. They had built schools. They had provided a lot of the infrastructure for the locals that were living there. And this is a coastal area, black sand beaches, by the way, very beautiful, very beautiful. And then. Cici is not just a chick magnet, but he's also a kid magnet. So he had children crowd all around him, and they were asking so many questions.
You're like,
They were
Daddy,
asking-
Daddy.
I should have looked closer and see if any
No,
of
but-
them look like him.
Are the
No,
kids
but
the kids from the slums or something?
Yes, they're from.
yeah, but mostly when people heard about slums, they feel like a bit afraid to go in. Like,
True.
but for us, it's like very peaceful. They are
Oh.
so how to say? They are so polite. They talk to you.
In
They're
English or what?
friendly. In
Then
no.
this the English part come to Sonia. You talk to me in English only. I understand English.
Because I don't understand, right? They're asking in Tagalog, and I don't know a single word in Tagalog. So I
But
asked.
Cici also don't know a single word Tagalog.
Yeah, but then he's nodding away at them, having his fun with them, and they're very happy. They're very happy to have visitors.
Visitors, yeah.
They're happy to have visitors. So the crowd.
The lady
around
at the market lah was stopping all these visitors from coming in.
That's why I wanted to slap her one time.
Relax, calm down.
Just now we are talking about tourists behaving badly, right?
That's not
I did not behave badly. I used my words, but I did not behave in an entitled manner, and I know
all
my
that to do
rights.
was give a few hundred pesos, settle the case.
No, because my pesos is for something else. So when we got there, and of course we're taking our pictures, and these kids are following us around, and so we asked them questions. We asked them, do you stay here? Yes. Do you go to school? This is a question I ask every child, especially if it's but it was a Sunday lah. They don't have school on Sunday. So, I asked, do you go to school? Yes. I said, very good. Whatever it is, that is your way out of poverty, especially if you're staying in slums. Now, I have
Then the
a
kid
very...
says, how you know I'm poor?
Because you live in a
maybe they
slum,
got,
right? Because you live in a slum. And
So slum is in slum or kampong style? Slum.
slum.
Those kind of metal plated shit. Those kind of
Shanty town.
Shanty towns.
Right.
no amenities, no sewage, that kind of.
That's
You're actually going-
The Ritz Carlton on the other side lah.
I got to ask Cici because he used the toilet. So how?
Okay, but I think their hospitality is very kind because when I wanted to use toilet, just on them, they okay, can you go to their house to use their toilet?
Door closed for 1 hour, then
No door. It's a curtain.
Yeah, you should bring. You didn't expect to have people living there, right? You should bring some candy or whatever.
Oh,
just to.
but
I think Sonia buy you did buy for them.
Yeah. I
candies
asked.
or chocolate.
Yeah, I bought chocolate.
You all left, then come back again with the.
No. There's a shop there.
Yeah. So
the local shop
I said, I'm very thirsty. Where can I buy a drink? Actually, that's my ploy. I want to go to a grocery shop and see what I can buy for them, right? So then they brought us into the streets, the alleyways, and we went to a shop, and we got drinks. But also, I asked. I saw what they had, and I bought the entire thing of chocolates for them, and I said, "Yeah, here, give it out." I told one of the children to give it out because you know what, they don't get a lot of visitors, and what is a tiny thing for me is a huge deal for them, a treat.
Same thing for security lady. It's just not a tiny thing for you, it's a big treat for her. Aiyo.
That lady from the
bus.
That
lady same
that lady any money.
Just tiny treat for you. It's a big treat for her. Same concept, right?
I would know it's totally not the same concept. She was trying to assert her authority over me, and that's
she's
not
a security guard. It's a job to assert authority.
She can go and guard the market. She cannot guard the slum, and she cannot keep me out of.
She's not guarding lah. She's after Cici lah. Ayo.
So
he want to chop chicken. We want to talk duck.
The plantation itself is very nice because we can see all the bonded warehouse name, then the initial of the FP.
The what?
FP, the initial
of the
FP.
The initial of the company.
That one is
Japanese company.
Pukurawa Plantation.
Also, the plantation is still there.
So the locals, what the funny thing about it is the structure, the skeleton of the structure, the outer walls are still there. The roof is completely gone. Okay, what the locals did is they used the structure as boundary markers, and then they cut up the plots inside to grow their own things.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so it's
like
interesting
a greenhouse like that, but without roof.
But there's no roof. It's just like a boundary. They use it like a boundary, and then even outside, they have their own small little plots where they were growing things for their own consumption, and maybe even for sale. I don't know, but. You see, the funny thing is that this is government land, right? Because after the World War and all of that,
it is about 25 or 27 hectares.
Oh wow! Okay.
But 2 hectares is given to the village of the Torres village over there.
So 2 hectares.
Then what happened? The 20 plus hectare?
Under government.
Oh, is it accessible?
Yes, it's all out in the open. But of course, it's like a shanty town. Even though 2 hectares have been given to the locals to build their homes, they just build wherever there is land, right?
Who's going to control, right?
No URA.
There's no enforcement. There is no enforcement. No one's going to come around and say, "Excuse me, you cannot build here. Excuse me, you cannot plant or grow here."
They should hire you. I think you're very good at it.
If it was me,
there we go.
If it was me, I would organize it. I would organize it in a better way. I would make sure that all the kids are in school, because to me that is education is the way out of poverty in my opinion. Okay, never mind. I will save my mayor's speech for somewhere else. But back to this.
Election is coming.
Hey, 6 enough lah. Please don't want 7th one again. No. Enough lah.
So, in examining this place, there are some unique features. Like
you guys hear that?
Yeah.
My the other condo.
Got cat.
What's happening?
A woman shouting.
Okay.
The security lady, right?
So, like some unique features of the building, like for instance, Cici, the rebar, right?
Rebar.
Rebars
rebar?
in
Irish type.
the cement, the steel rebars that are in the cement. You know how when we look at rebars, it's round, right?
Yes.
For this one,
Square type.
so unique architectural features, because this, you have to remember, it's from 1903, more than 120 years ago.
And I think they get the ideas back from Japan how to construct this factory.
Yes,
the
they bring
knowledge is from
the
Japan.
local expertise from Japan, right? Local meaning from Japan, and then they bring it over. And then, of course, because this area has seen war, there are bullet holes in many places in the walls. So, and where there is bullet holes, then you know there must have been some
Bloodshed.
death. Yeah,
Okay.
because the place was also
I
used
think
as
the only thing that we couldn't find is the obelisk. There's
Obelisk.
one hidden obelisk.
Obsolete.
obelisk,
Obelisk.
Is
a stone
Structure.
structure.
Is it to commemorate something?
Why is there an obelisk in
Yeah.
the Philippines?
Is a natural one or what?
No.
It's from the time the festival is to commemorate something, I think.
Yeah, it was a structure that was erected on purpose. Yeah, but that was the only thing that we couldn't find, and so we walked around. It felt very safe, so I don't know why that woman kept saying it's not safe, it's not safe. Like, what on earth are these children going to do
Actually,
to us?
at this point, Sara, I tell you what is her motive.
Yeah, she wanted Cici.
Grease the wheel, settle yeah, this one talk politics, go there. I'll walk here, I'll walk there.
but we had a good time with all the kids down there. Because they show us the beach.
Yeah.
Which is very nice to see them happily swimming. Then even I think when it's raining, they were happily playing outside.
Wow.
In the rain.
You were like,
Yeah.
take cover.
I have to take cover. I got a lot of equipment. My camera. No. I cannot afford to lose another camera.
I don't know. There's recently a lot of like meme, like people take a picture of, oh, look at these people are not looking at their phone. These are the kids. They are not looking at the phone. They are really
They
playing
don't have
with.
phone. How
Yeah,
to look?
that's why they are playing like our old kampong days. Oh, they are reenacting the days that we have where we are staying in kampong or whatever, something close to that, right? Yeah. It's like
But there was one particularly. Remember, Cici, that big tree that I told you I wanted to go have a look at?
Yeah, it's like a
ficus tree.
It wasn't a ficus, it was a rain tree. It was a big ass rain tree, huge. And I believe that tree to be extremely old because of its size.
Wow.
And it's so huge, it's still standing. But the bottom, the base of the tree was hollow.
Oh,
like
Yeah. Like a cave.
Like what?
And
Cave,
I was drawn to it, and Cici was like, if I'm drawn to things, it's very hard to keep me away from it. He was just like, be careful, because his fear is snakes.
yeah.
but snakes
Yeah.
you also attracted. You are attracted to snakes also.
That's everyone's fear except yours. It's everyone's fear.
There's particular one.
It's like,
Yeah,
Some
just
one person.
particularly one lah. So he was like, be careful lah. I'm like, yeah, I'm careful. I am careful, but because it's a hollow, you don't know what's inside, ma. So I stuck my head in and I went to look. I think we have a picture of me in there. It's like how huge that space was, but no snake. I would have loved to see a snake, but no snake.
Okay.
Ecology.
To do exploration in
Philippines. In Davao.
Philippines is very kind
Oh,
of a lot of this is being hoarded up.
Yeah. Even if it's not hoarded up, like from your experience, it's like people are taking safeguard the custodian of these places, whether it's legitimate or not. There's a lot of, but I think mainly it's because of the livelihood of these people. It's like a lot of people don't have a legitimate job or something, so they are trying to.
No, I tell you why it is guarded and hoarded the way it is, because they do not want illegal settlers taking up residence in those places because there are many homeless.
Yeah.
Many homeless. So if these places are not guarded or not boarded up or hoarded up properly, then you will have people go in,
Yeah.
take up permanent residence there, and it'll be very difficult to get them out. So to prevent that from happening, they make sure that it's inaccessible in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
I believe that to be the reason, because if you look around at the population, you will see many homeless and they're just walking the streets, and the way they sleep, they don't even wear shoes. The level of poverty in the Philippines is astounding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean,
it breaks
Like,
my
Areas
heart.
are underdeveloped or undeveloped lah.
There's just no jobs for
Yeah.
them. And then I found something out. Whenever I ask these kids, right, do you go to school? Do you go to school? Do you know that if they cannot afford the school uniform, they can't go to school? So if
Yeah.
they can't even afford to pay the school uniform, even though education may be free, but they can't go to school because they can't afford the uniform, then they still can't go.
then
No, but
the
Sonia, you have to understand, these kids don't go to school to study. They go to school to have a meal, because the government provide meals. They're not there to enrich themselves. It's a different survival.
No, but you see, the thing is, I've spoken
Yeah.
to locals, and they do want to send their children, but they can't afford
They
the
can't.
uniforms. So
Then,
you see, it is just one problem after another problem. It's that knock-on effect.
How
So
to
to
afford
speak.
uniform when the
Cycle.
tourists want to pay me the money?
Oi,
Huh? Every time I want to pay the money, want to go for free. How to afford the uniform?
I don't think she would have used it on her children. I think she would have used it on herself. Anyway, after we were done and we were about to exit, I did go look for her again, by the way.
She's
because
not
I
there
had gone
So
to
this
school.
lady, part 3.
So how?
Okay.
Is she still there? She's still there? Is she still there?
she's still there.
Oh.
She's still there.
Yeah, she was on
Is
his
that what
phone.
she
TikTok. She was on TikTok.
No.
Maybe
and
even
another
more
thing-
angry. It's like you pretend to be guarding this place, but you're not guarding anything. You are busy on your phone. So you know
No,
what?
that-
Good thing I didn't give her any money because she was of no use.
She's not a
whatsoever.
military guard. Like you expect
Yeah.
what to do? Rambo, stand there with a gun. Hey, she's a sentry lah. She's just there
Yeah
to
lah,
jaga
just
only.
jaga also
Aiyo,
can move the
lah.
phone what.
I don't care. I was very unhappy.
For
No,
what?
but I just want to say that Philippines, they are mainly Catholic, right? And they cannot abort. They cannot do abortion. It's against their religion. So
They can't
you
even
have a lot of-
divorce.
So I watched documentary of not that you have more children, you are poor lah, but first place you have that amount of income, you got more mouth, it's getting worse and worse. Then you got cases where you got so many children, how you send each and every one of them to school, then they have no school, the poverty just continue and continue and continue.
It's a chicken and egg issue. Okay,
Yeah.
look, if you can't afford contraception, okay, let's talk about contraception.
No, I think they can afford, but they don't want to.
No, I don't think that's it. I think they can't afford it because everything comes at a cost. If your priority is filling your tummy first, okay, and you don't have a lot of money for entertainment,
Yeah.
what is it that you're going to do for entertainment?
Well, I don't know.
TikTok ah.
TikTok is one thing, but after it becomes
Yeah.
dark and you go home to your spouse,
Uh.
right? What is the next form of free entertainment?
Play Monopoly.
What
We
play?
don't
Play
lah.
Uno.
I play Uno.
Play Uno.
Play Uno. Okay, so that is one thing. Now, if contraception is not easily available because money needs to be diverted to other more important things, and these are people that stay in slums, okay, right? So, chicken and egg. No money for contraception. Woman is going to get pregnant. You're going to have a child. Then no money for school or no money for uniform to send them to school. So these kids don't get educated, and then it becomes that vicious cycle.
They grow up
Continuously.
without education. They continue to live wallow in this condition. Then they have their
This-
own partner. They will have
Yeah.
their own kids. Yeah.
And then
Unless the
and
government try to find ways to accommodate, which I think very difficult. Even this is
we
Duterte place,
know
right?
that some places in the world are still which is why I refuse to bribe that woman. I am not going to be part of the problem. Okay? Where bribery is rife, corruption, okay, has already seeped through every strata of society. I'm not going to become part of that problem and bribe.
Hello. When in Rome, okay.
I'll eat the local food.
You can't
That's as far as I'm
behave. You
going to
can't
go.
behave like a Singaporean wherever you go.
No,
No,
it's
but-
not
okay.
about. It's,
No,
it's not
I
about
understand
behaving
what
like
she
a
means.
Singaporean.
Yeah, I understand what
When
she
in
means.
Rome.
Yeah, if I
When
can
in
help in
Rome.
other ways, I will. But I don't want to become part of the problem. I don't want to.
But
It's also a value and a principle. I do not want to perpetuate something I do not believe in. So if there are other ways that I can help, sure. But I refuse to.
you need to go through this barrier to reach the place that you want to go to, right?
I did end up where I wanted to go.
No, in this case
without
you
bribing.
did,
So,
but
yes, I
there are
did.
many other cases where you have
No,
to.
many other cases. Then I send in the big gun. I have a big gun.
How did the big gun get the job done? Like that lah.
Yeah lah.
Yeah,
no.
it's not me, right? I cannot. I just cannot.
You
This
just pass the money to him and you do it lah. But yeah, but both sides I can see there's points to be made. So
You're standing on
Anyway, we came
principle.
out. I went and I told her, I said we're out and we are safe. I had a point to make.
You are standing on principle and to the wrong person.
Yeah, but then no one else.
These
was
people have
standing.
no power. No point telling principle to
She
these people
tried.
have no
That's
power.
why I say that's what pissed me off so bad. She was trying to assert her power over me
No,
when clearly
these
she
people
had
have zero
none.
power. Sonia, these people
That's
have
why.
zero power.
Which is why I ended up walking to where I needed to go. Right? Mission accomplished.
No.
But in the end, I think it's good that because the money saved from giving to this lady was spent on the children.
See, that's where I don't mind.
Have a good time. Yeah.
I agree with you. It is not a lot, but I would rather this go to more deserving places, like the kids, to see them smile at something like that versus give it to Miss TikTok. No thanks.
Miss TikTok.
Okay.
You gave kids. Sometimes you shouldn't give these kids anything also. They're poor kids.
Oh yeah. Remember when we saw those kids in Batam? Those kids in Batam, the street urchins.
What you don't do is you don't give them money. Now, something else that I frequently do on my trips is I have charity drives before I go to these trips. And what we do is we buy school supplies such as notebooks, stationery, things that they can use. And then when I do the India ones, we bring up medical supplies. So there is nothing wrong with giving, but who are you giving and what are you giving is more important, right? I'm not saying don't give, but give appropriately. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Give it to the security lady.
you and this Miss TikTok, I will introduce you, okay? The next time you come, Cici, we will
I
send.
think
Sara.
you go back there again to see the slum.
See your son lah. Your son.
And
No,
so
but
anyway,
for me, I'm sorry to say this. If you are less fortunate down there, it's really less fortunate. But
Correct.
Then
in certain
you
countries,
with your money.
Yeah.
Because we went to this place where they had two big planes in their courtyard.
planes
I believe you.
can use one or it's just decoration.
They created it as a restaurant.
and a bar and restaurant. So it's an
Okay.
experience lah where you. So this is a very rich family, big name. We are
So
not
you
going to
see
say
both side
law,
of the
but the disparity is
huge.
gigantic. Yes, and the land that they're on is in the city, and it was 3 aeroplanes, right, Cici? The
Two.
big one, and then the one on the inside, and then the small one, the twin prop.
Small white prop.
And they were all converted into restaurants and
Restaurants.
bar. But to be able to purchase an aeroplane. Okay, even though it's already, it's past the due date. Past the due date, it's no longer flying, it's already grounded. But to be able to buy one and then to put it on your land, how big is your land firstly? And then secondly, to retrofit the thing to the theme that you want.
The restaurant.
Money what? So it's crazy. And just outside the gate, you're going to see people that are homeless sleeping on the sidewalk.
Yeah, disparity in wealth.
Yeah,
Corruption.
I mean, for you are so worldly. You've been to places. You should know that you can pity these people, but there's really that much you can do for them.
Correct. Yeah. And the change needs to begin at a government level, and us on the ground can only effect change within a small sphere, and that is the people that we come into contact with.
I always say that for us who were born and living in Singapore, we must have done something right in our previous life.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. With a heavy note, let's move forward. Let's talk about some places that we went in Melaka beside the abandoned radio station. So first, this place called the Arab City, right? We call it Arab City. So it's on reclaimed land, is it? It's a reclaimed land done by the local.
It's an artificial island.
Oh, it's an island itself.
Island. Yes.
How come it don't feel like an island?
We crossed the bridge to go, remember?
Yes.
Oh, one bridge, man. Okay, now my bridge. Yeah. So they really built up the whole place. There were big shopping mall. There's this Arab city meant for the Arabs to come in to do business, and there are pictures outside. Even internet, you can see that they want to make it like a spa and sell luxury items for the Arab people. It's beside a very nice mosque, but the whole place is all deserted. Even the mall that I mentioned is not in use. They built it and they didn't use it. So from what we know, that the government poured in hundreds of millions of dollars, but in the end they just leave it like that.
Because the Arab investors that they were targeting this project at, there was no take-up. So your infusion of foreign funds to build this place dries up.
So must be they have an agreement beforehand. If not, why would anybody go and pour money to do all this thing?
Because it began building with the government money, the Malaysian government money. They started building. And while it was being built, they thought they could continue to market it, they could continue to sell the idea and get more money in. The more money in never happened. So therefore, whatever was built remains and no progress was made. So that's why you can see it was actually very well done, right? You could see it was neatly done. A lot of things were already inside, the skeleton, the infrastructure, all in already. It's just towards the end, money dries up, they couldn't finish, and it was just left abandoned, which is a shame. But having said that, there is talk that the Malaysian government wishes to relook this project and perhaps infuse more investment into it.
I mean, you are already like 70% done, just
wasted, right?
Yeah.
And it's so clean, the inside.
But
then
and it's not a first such missed opportunity. I mean, look at the one in
Forest
Johor.
City.
The Forest City,
yeah.
Very common lah. They start building and then they cannot sustain. But
I mean, the question always arises, all these things they build, if you don't have a proper plan, why start building in the first place?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, why?
Where is the money going?
The money.
Something is going. Someone's pocket is getting, larger.
In the evil world.
I think if we talk about Malaysian politics, then the show will not end. We will keep going until 8 a.m. But so we will not talk about that. But I do believe plans are in place because they managed to build right up to this point.
But Sara, they done it so well already. It's like the finishing touch, and that's done. Then why would you think they just jettison from this project like that, and leave a real structure that we went inside lah. Although it's like a bit bored.
So who's there? No one's there. So
no
totally
one there.
abandoned.
There's no guarding. There's no kakak
No
there.
jaga, nothing.
No, nothing. Mm.
No kaka, no sister.
No, nobody asks you that. Oh, this is prohibited. But
Only can go government land.
there's border. It's border up lah, but the border up all fell down. All the border up.
They made an artificial island, built all the infrastructure,
Yes.
and then abandoned it.
Because there's no take up.
Almost. Even
By the
insane.
locals.
even
That's
that
insane.
particular place that we took a grab back, right? It's like a apartment building. When I look at it, there's only like a few shop. Then the rest are like supposed to be like residential area. Also, nobody stay there. Nobody go there.
There's
Only the malls that people go there. Then
Because that one is a tourist attraction. So the shops that are closest to this tourist attraction has some life. Other than that, it's a complete dead town.
it's
dead
dead
island.
now. Serious.
Wow.
So that Arab city that we mentioned is like it's like as big as Takashimaya, the neon city, that kind of.
Not
space.
as tall, but floor area. It's narrow though. It's not as wide.
yeah.
It's quite narrow, but it's longish along the coast. So there are sections of this when you go up to the second floor. The views of the sea. It's very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. They even
Nice and clean.
they have the rooftop. When we look at it, it seems like they want to build like a alfresco dining, that kind of thing, or shisha place, that kind
They
of thing.
sold the wrong people. Shisha to Singaporean. How far will sell one?
I think they would. I mean, Singaporeans would the moment
Okay,
mind.
I will place the bid. Okay, $1. We start at
$1. We talk about that, about $2, $1 lah. We can.
You can't even pay the security lady. You go to place bid. I don't believe you.
I wasn't paying Miss TikTok based on principle, okay? That's different. This one is I am bidding for property. Anyway, the space on the inside was very clean. However, what did you see, Cici, when we were in there?
Not just Cici.
Oh.
Remember, dalam we said it's very bersih, very clean. But we heard things, we could see things out of the corner of our eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, I will share in this podcast, but we took video of when you go really deep inside the building, it's all total darkness. So without light, it's like
So wait. How long has it been abandoned for?
not too long, I think. 1 year, 2 years,
More
so
than
it's
that,
very recent.
I think
More than that.
after COVID,
more than that.
Yeah.
COVID,
I think it was
After
after
COVID,
So I
So
got a
maybe
question.
about
So
yes.
if this is a reclaimed island, so there's no history of anything there, and they
It's
built
just
like
open
new
sea.
open sea, and then they built up all these. Where are the hantus coming from?
But in their law is that if you leave the place unoccupied
But
for
1-2 years only, hantu all coming already.
no
Wandering spirits are not bound
few
by
days
the
can
same-
already. I
by
thought
the same
it's like,
things that we
They
are.
moved in.
What? And they're just flying all over the place. Oh, look, empty. Whoosh.
then because inside it's like they really compartmentalize the rooms. There's really rooms with doors and all this thing.
Yeah, that's why I say it's like 70-75% done. Such a shame.
Oh. So when we go
Even
in
the
the time,
escalator was there already. The escalator.
they done the escalator. Supposedly can
wow.
go. Oh, so when you move in, because outside there's still sunlight shining in, so there's a bit of visibility. But the more you move inwards, the whole place is dark. So that's when
So all the places. I mean, if it's an abandoned place, so all the copper not taken out, nothing there
it's
destroyed.
like kept copper there. There's no
we were
electricity.
looking for evidence of
Vandalism
pilfering,
or-
right? Like yes,
pilfering,
no,
yeah.
No.
it was
No.
not.
No,
The
Thought-
entire escalator was still there. That's a lot of
Yeah.
metal.
Oh, I think they cannot take it back lah. The escalator is
Can
too.
dismantle and take
No, but they
why? If
rip
you
it
really
apart,
wanted
right?
to,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was there. I
Yeah.
walked up the escalator, but it
There's
was a little bit.
there's not much physical danger lah. I would say not much physical danger. It's quite clean. The floor from where we have been to all those kind of abandoned hotel, this is really clean. But when you go in, when you walk, and it's like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, somehow people feel there's vibes there inside
Because
the
there are
dark
things moving.
crevices.
Yeah, in the
They
corners.
hear door slamming. some people
Voices.
whispering. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were contemplating doing the night investigation there, but the
No
unfortunate
reception.
thing is no network.
No network. Too big, the place. Too big. You also cannot decide which location you want to go.
Plus, it's underdeveloped, so they may not have good network there, a network setup. Probably not. So we didn't. But
That was not
interesting.
Yeah, but it's a pretty cool place lah. Looking at the
Great
infrastructure, the
for
design,
photography.
they really
Great
model.
for photography.
They model it like a really like a desert kind of palace, you know. Yeah.
Like you're in Dubai or something.
But
Aladdin.
Aladdin, yeah,
So I have a conspiracy theory here, totally not supported. Some big hantus there and they all ran away.
Oh,
Some big hantu,
Some big
During-
hantu, some kind of I think they were building suddenly something happened, you know. Some kind of major thing happened and all ran away.
Yeah, I know what that
Possibly.
I know what that big hantu is called.
I don't want to go there.
no, but one instance was like when Sonia and Cici, because there was same thing. There's like a connecting bridge to the multi-story car park. So the whole
Is it a
group of us.
multi-story car park?
Yeah, there's multi-story car park, and the car park is like really done nicely, really also very clean. So we were sitting at the multi-story car park, just chilling. So I was just looking at. I was wondering where Sonia and Cici went, but they went down to the staircase. After that I saw them were sitting outside near the road that side. But at the point when they were at that location and the stairwell there, I started to see a shadow. So I wonder, is it them or or somebody else? I'm not inclined towards the supernatural. I'm more thinking of, are there other people who are residing inside this place? I mean, the place so nice, so sure got people.
Homeless people, is it?
We don't see any signs of people live. Don't have, huh?
Won't have.
What did you?
I saw a shadow.
This is the nicest abandoned place I've heard of in my life.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really nice.
it was
It's really
super
nice.
clean. I posted a picture of it on. I posted a picture on my Instagram of
Yeah.
the place, and you can see how clean it is.
It is, yes. So
Something's off about this story.
something is off.
No,
Something's
it's-
So from that point, we walk towards this abandoned, a grounded ship. The ship, is modeled after the ship of Cheng. If people know the history of Cheng, it's a admiral from China from many years ago. He came down to this part we call Nanyang, the Melaka and Singapore, yeah. So they modeled after a ship. It was supposed to be a restaurant, right? The
Yes,
whole
floating
place,
restaurant.
Yeah. So
No, but we went to the earlier one.
that one is really like a
It's a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's owned by a hotel. I think.
hotel, yeah. So they the earlier one we went to is really like they also built like a ship lah.
A replica.
But this one we saw one is really you can sail it out and they just grounded. They abandoned the place. Really cool. You see the whole thing inside. They fancied it up as like a Chinese garden. If you guys have been to Chinese garden, this is what but it's on the ship.
Yeah. With the
Yeah.
pavilions,
So,
with a typical Chinese style.
Wait,
And-
it's a real ship.
Yes, it's a real ship, and they just decommissioned the ship. And
It's just left there. It's sitting
Yeah.
on the beach. That's all.
yeah. There's a real ship. They grounded it on the beach like that.
And
Then-
again,
Wow,
it was one of those cases where you have to walk. So when it comes to exploring, when it comes to Parabex, when it comes to urbex, you must be willing to walk to these locations because they're not easy to access in the first place,
Yes.
right? They're usually abandoned without a road or without a path. So you must be willing to do the work to get that sweet reward in the end. Now, it wasn't that close, and we had to walk quite a distance to get to it. And when you look at it, it looks very far. So the first scary thing is, so far, most of the group were rethinking their life choices already. It's like, I want to walk, don't want to walk. I'm like, I already came this far. No distance is going to stop me from getting to that thing. So I told them, if you all want to wait here, wait here. You all wait here. I'm going. Okay? And so I tell Cici, I'm going. And Cici will definitely come because we've come all this way. And a little bit of a walk is nothing, quite honestly. But once I started walking, and then we had a few people walk, everybody ended up walking. And aren't all of you glad that you did? Because what a treasure that was in terms of an urbex location.
Okay, the thing is that because I was in the Navy before, so ship, you got a hull, you got a whole height, right? And usually it's in the water, and you have the wharf, the dock. You should have a gangland, what we call so you cross this gangland to the ship. So this ship is grounded on the beach. There's no way, there's no ladder to climb up. Then we all getting there, take picture, take the nice front. Then we see Sonia and Cici walk up. Hey, hi! How you go up to the ship itself? So they found a way lah.
Would you expect any less? We're already there. Am I not going to do a perimeter check to see how I can board this thing?
Hey, but
why are you even surprised?
Have you not learned a lesson yet?
The climb to the ship is, well, it's like panty over again. Oh, the climb up the ship is really quite difficult.
How do you climb up the ship? Is it like a ladder or?
No. Okay, so look.
There's like there's like pipes and don't know what hole behind the ship on the side of the ship. So you have to like climb mountain and you try to maneuver on the like climbing those kind of those kind of indoor rock station, the kind then you just slowly climb. Then
you never do any wall climbing, right?
Sorry?
Wall climbing.
No.
Never do wall climbing.
No. The wall, I told you all guys before, I really not into climbing. But as Sonia say lah, you're there already, then no choice lah. You really want to see what's inside ma. So everybody climb up lah. Yeah. So okay, it's worth it lah. Go inside, you see the.
So Cici's totally not surprised.
The restaurant,
right?
It was a restaurant, so they have dining the tables, all the tables. Then outside the restaurant, there's a nice pavilion, but now it's all disintegrated. Then you can walk out.
In a completely dilapidated state. And then there are areas where the crew would have been. So I went down inside. Not most of them stayed out on the deck, but I went inside. I wanted to see. Nobody else went down. I think maybe only me, because they have the toilet areas, the restrooms, the cabins where the staff were, where the storerooms are, everything. I went down inside, and then I tried to use the galley to come up the other side. Cannot. And then where the engine room was it's completely underwater.
Lock up.
It's waterlogged. I couldn't go any further.
You feel any vibe when you're downstairs?
Have. And then there was something in my eye other than my eye, something else. But nice, such a nice place to explore. So happy. And beside it there was another abandoned fishing vessel.
Yeah, that one is not difficult. There's a
but nobody went.
Nothing to see what that one you can see from outside already.
To see what I went up to the.
But what is interesting for me is that they have like this mount. When it's the first time I saw Datuk Gong, they have a altar for Datuk Gong.
So then I ask you, okay, why do you have an altar beside two abandoned ships? Why? What is the purpose of that?
The Datuk Gong is supposed to guard the land.
But why?
But there's nothing there, right? Yeah.
No. So think about it, okay? We reverse. If there is nothing there, why do you need to have a shrine or an altar?
Yeah, and the altar is well taken care of. It's quite clean, and you see offerings.
But why
also,
that
right?
Position? Why next to abandoned vessels?
Yes.
This whole place, something's wrong. You know, everything is kept clean. Nothing has been pilfered.
No,
There are structures all over the place. There are boats that are abandoned. There are tugboats that are complete. Where was such thing one? Something's off, you know.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me there's a shrine of there. I'm like, dude.
No, it's a small shrine that you like
No,
on
why
the
is that a
roadside.
shrine? Why? Like, the more you all say, the more I want to go and see this place myself.
No, the thing is that, like,
Interesting.
yeah,
Very
that's
interesting.
what's the point of the Datuk Gong? And the first time I actually saw they have an altar for this kind of thing, you know. So that's one of the interesting thing for me lah to see at that point, yeah. And the ship itself lah, except for the climbing up and climbing down. Cici has to hold my leg. I remember because it's a big step for me to jump down, that kind of thing. Yeah. But it's an adventure lah. That's the thing about Parabex. It's not just all the paranormal investigation. Sometimes we go into a bit nature thing. Sometimes we look at ship that is grounded on the beach, that kind of thing. Then the next day, we have after that night investigation, we have quite a late night. The next day, everybody say, don't feel like going. They feel like go shopping. So the three of us, we go somewhere else lah. So the first place we go is a burial ground of a warrior.
It's called as Bukit China.
Bukit China.
Yeah.
China is Chinese,
Hill.
right? Chinese Hill. So the whole
Because it's full of Chinese cemetery.
Chinese cemetery.
But before it was a Chinese cemetery,
It was a Muslim cemetery. Yeah.
and on the very top of the hill, we have something known as a Makam.
Makam.
Yeah. Like a
Shrine.
Yeah, where they said two warriors, a warrior and his
Companion or compatriot.
his compatriots were
Compatriots.
buried with him. But if you show a picture of it, it is not the size of a normal grave. It is extremely long. Okay, so this kind of lends to the legend that past warriors were way larger than what they are today.
Really? I thought they just built it because they feel like just make it big.
Significance. They can
So
also do
it
that.
correlates with the height of the warrior.
No lah, I honestly don't think we are that far back in the time of giants, but it also lends to the law of they are so big because their legend is so big. You know what I'm trying to say? When did we go that one? In February, right?
Is this considered like a kramat?
It's Kramat.
Yeah. There is indication that, but the two warrior, that one is like, just like they even have they erected a signboard to tell you the history of the place. So I feel like it's more of like a. But then Cici and Sonia were mentioning that people go there for some kind of cleansing or kind of
Oh my
ritual.
gosh! Look, okay, if you, the story behind finding what we found there is also quite intriguing, isn't it?
So now you guys saw the video that I share. So let's watch this.
Okay, start.
So earlier, when I was sitting at the side of the long graves, I told Cici, this grave is not happy with me, because earlier when I had come to photograph, I almost and then now I realize that the tripping and falling is not me. It's not them trying to get me away from here, but it might be drawing me in. And true enough, as I looked here, I told Cici, oh look at this. And we started to move the stones away, but if you go all the way inside, you're going to see something. You see the white stuff?
Oh yes.
That one there.
What does it symbolizes?
Cici will tell you.
Some black magic.
Oh, good lord, why are you
And
touching
he's
that?
using his hands, by the way.
Don't take out.
Oh,
The more you tell him not to do something, he will.
oh no.
All the jits. It's like
Look at that.
Oh.
spirit, bad spirit maybe they put inside.
But what is that? There's something in it.
Yeah.
Can you hold it?
Please don't do this.
Don't follow Ichiji's footsteps.
No lah, not the whoever, you know.
Ada lagi kan? Dalam plastik?
What's inside the plastic?
What fish is that?
Oh,
Pique.
that's not a normal one.
Cockroach.
And it looks quite fresh because the white
Yeah.
cloth is still
No,
very
but
clean.
And the
inside the water
bottle is
there's
clean
some
also.
like
Yes.
spider web or some.
Okay,
There's
what we're gonna
something
do-
inside, right?
No, the cockroach.
Buang the thing.
Oh,
So if you look at the tombstones and how old they are,
I don't know what it throw.
Like the water is like that. Can be due to the put some
to trap.
entities,
Mm.
bad spirit there.
To against the
to
enemy.
entrap it there.
To grow it.
Not so much to grow, but more to entrap. When it's put into a vessel like this, it's more to entrap. And they try to hide it.
Yeah, it's all in
Leave it hanging.
Okay.
So like I was saying, if you look at the tombstones, right? And
Muslim
how old
tombstone,
it is. Yes, and this was before the area became a Chinese cemetery. It was a Muslim one at the very top of the hill.
And a lot of these tombstones are like nobody take care anymore, just hanging around, you know. No, but even
Very
before we
old
saw,
ones,
even we saw the bottle. I don't know. You guys saw the bamboo container. I don't think that's also part of the. So,
But cannot be taken out. There.
you try. Why am I not surprised you try to take it? Yeah, but the story is that we were just marveling at the sacred burial ground. Then Sonia felt this calling towards the tree. Then when she approached the tree, she nearly tripped. And when she nearly tripped, she saw the hole at the bottom of that ficus tree. Right, it's like a ficus tree.
Yes,
Then
yes.
she beckoned Cici. Then realized that they're keeping something there.
Because
Never
if you
open,
see the
right?
way that no,
If we are not there, maybe he'll open.
If you give me lion, I open.
give you what?
Lion. TikTok. You give me lion, I open.
What's a lion worth?
I don't know. A lot.
How many coins? Quite a lot. Yeah.
60,000? I don't know.
Oh,
What?
the
Long time
gift lah,
in
the
TikTok.
gift ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like one rose can, one rose lah.
One rose only 30 only. Yeah.
So when I saw how the rocks were placed, it was clearly to hide something, right? It's not natural for the rock formation to be like that, and what better place to hide something like this where people don't normally go? You're not going to have many people up in that area, but the age of the graves and all gives a lot away. So what a great find, though.
Yeah. So it's a nice place lah. Yeah. Even though
People
it's like
watching at home, please don't go and do this.
Don't do this
go.
unless you're with
Yeah.
us, okay?
actually, in fact, I don't even know that there's something there until Sonia pointed out. I thought we just go there, take some picture, enjoy the
People
breeze.
go to the cemetery to run, apparently. I find cemeteries to be one of the most peaceful places
Yeah.
there are.
So before we conclude the Melaka trip, we went to this place. It's an abandoned granary. It's with multiple silo. Yeah. Then that place itself is also a monorail park. So there's actually a theme park. I don't know how there's now remnants. Skate park. Now it become a skate park where the young people will go skating and then graffiti the whole place. Yeah. So
It's a cool, very cool place.
Yeah, the place we spent quite a while take pictures. I mean, just for
Because
it's
it's
a nice
so big.
visual. It's a nice place to just walk around to see the this is urban exploration for this place itself. Yeah. Then there was this place with like a clock tower, but there's no clock there. Then Cici has
I don't think it's a clock.
Oh, it's not a clock.
more to their logo.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the.
When you put on their logo on four corner sides.
I can share lah. I can share.
So whose cars are those? Your cars or?
No. It's beside a hawker center.
Oh, it's just an active place. Okay.
It's an active place. A lot of people there, and inside that building itself, there's a guy high also. So then Cici, you want to
Hey, don't say that about yourself lah. It's a guy high inside, don't lie.
No, they wanted to go and take picture. Then they come out and tell me that there's a guy inside. Then they feel like he has just taken drug or something.
Because you can smell it in the air.
Yeah, this is the.
That's so romantic.
How do I know what it smells like?
So we.
Do you know, Sarah? Do you know that we went up all the way up?
Oh, you went all the way up. I didn't go out lah.
Someone very curious about.
Because the place, right, the main this main part building where you go up, I think 8th floor or something, right?
Oh wow.
The staircase, there's stairs, but below the stairs there's like no stairwell, there's no base for stairwell. It's all skeleton or stairs.
Oh what?
Then you drop all the way down, is 2 pool of dirty water. What? If you misstep, you're gonna fall down into a dirty water.
What?
How wide is the steps that
The
we
beam.
need?
Oh, the
So
beam,
you have
beam.
to cross a beam.
You need to balance
to
like
the stairs.
a circles like that. I
There
said
was
no
this-
way, y'all can go up, you take whatever picture. I jaga your barang for you.
So you
And then,
two
I
went
mean,
all
okay,
the way
so-
up.
So, okay, Cici did not want to do it, but this girl here want to go up, right? And I was starting to pout already. I was like, I want to go.
No charge, no LL.
So he was like, okay lah. Then he dumped his bag and then very reluctantly, right, and begrudgingly, he has to follow me. All the way up.
This one really got physical danger lah. We don't recommend people. Sorry, Cici.
If you lose your balance, that's it.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
8
Really.
floors.
Oh, you fall into the dirty water at the.
There's no surviving
And then
it lah.
eaten by
Let's
the
just say.
catfish.
Yeah, get eaten by the catfish. No, but you see, the thing is, for me, it always is opportunity cost. We're already there, right? And then it's like, aren't you going to wonder? You're only on floor level 1, level 2. Aren't you wondering what else is up there? And that curiosity.
Space lah. What else is up there? Graffiti and space lah. I don't wonder. I saw from outside. Nice enough already. So dangerous. No, if there's proper staircase, I don't mind to follow you guys. Like you from one steps to another step is a beam that you have to balance yourself. That cannot lah. Even though I buy insurance I think this one they will ask me a lot of questions. But
Yeah, so
you
anyway,
can see
what's
on the side, the left side is the silo lor. So where they used to keep all the grains and everything. It's a very big silo.
Yes.
Very interesting. Then so the whole place now become like graffiti and skating park.
Yeah.
That's about it lah. But it's a nice stop before we left Melaka. We have lunch there also.
So this Melaka Parabex was one of those trips where we had many locations to explore. In fact, we had gone to another building which we were not able to enter because it was
Yeah.
guarded, and it was, even though the bottom commercial part of this building was abandoned, above it was a residential tower which was still occupied. So it is the strangest thing. Completely abandoned at the bottom, but the residential tower is still occupied. So we were
How does that work?
The residents, they have access to one lift at the back.
yes.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to see
The
was
bottom.
the bottom part, which is the commercial abandoned part, cannot enter. But the funny thing is,
You can enter. The metal
The
grill
looper.
got one part already compromised already.
Yes.
But then there's an eagle eye auntie at the the guard lah, like the lady from Philippines. No, this one she mean business. This one I think cannot. This one really I think cannot.
Yeah, because I was getting ready to go in and I heard Cici call me. He's like, Sonia. I was like, oh, cannot.
No need.
He would remember. I was already walking towards there.
No,
and
I was with you at the. We saw the water tank. Then I saw the auntie. They say. Then I tell Sonia say, I think got people guarding here. I think better not. Then Cici confirm. Okay, cannot. Yeah.
Yes, because we walked towards where the louver was open, and I was already very tempted to just enter. Then I heard Cici call me because he was seated and he's watching, right?
Yeah.
And when he called me, then I knew, okay lah, that's it, cannot.
It's
Otherwise,
like,
he would just let me do what I want. What?
But it's like the shopping mall that y'all went in JB lah, something like that lah, I suppose.
The waterfront hotel, the waterfront mall.
So within 2 days, actually 1.5 days in Melaka, we go to 6 different locations.
Yes, it was insane the number of places that we explored.
Yeah.
But eventually we chose the one that we talked about in the last episode was the broadcasting. We chose that eventually as the night investigation, and
which is very fruitful.
It was.
Yeah. But Cici, there are still many locations right in Melaka.
Yeah, there still is.
So we were saying we can
Not even Melaka. I think whole world I have to.
No, but we say that we can maybe plan one that's not paranormal one. We just go urban exploration in Malacca, then go
But you see, the
Makan,
thing
go
is,
walk. Huh?
because it's so intrinsically tied, as long as you're doing an urbex, always expect something paranormal.
True.
In my opinion.
It's always the unexpected that intrigue us, right?
Yes.
Always
So
the.
this what this urbex and paranormal is side by side.
Side by side.
It's hand in hand, yeah.
So we can take this opportunity to tell the viewers the upcoming one in May 23rd to 25th. We are going back to So JB is big lah. So wherever we went that time was more of the JB Central, right? City Central. So this time a bit further in or what?
A little bit further in, but you have to remember that Johor is a very big state, right? Number one. Number two, many places for us to explore, and we try to keep it to a reasonable number because you have to take several things into account, right? Firstly, transportation. Secondly, are the places suitable for exploration or not? And this is where the forward recce comes in. Cici and I normally put in a lot more work than people even know, right? We are the first ones on the ground to ensure that it's safe enough to bring the rest of you. And, we just want everybody to have a good, safe time.
Correct.
Go there, come back, good experiences. So... What?
Sorry, Cici, what you say?
Bring back ghosts.
Bring back. That one is see whether you got give the sweetening. But so anyway, if anybody who is interested to join us for this May one, you can contact Sonia or Archie. We'll share all the information in the show itself. Yeah. So before we go to the end, because Cici wasn't here at the first part, we were mentioning about 1 year we had with this podcast, and actually when I rewatched that first episode again, I just realized that this podcast wasn't supposed to be a monthly thing, It's supposed to be as and when you are free. So in some way, I think I'm quite grateful that you guys are always like very prompt to, although I'm the person who initiate, but you guys must be around to do the spend the time to do recording, but also based on the content that we have so that we are able to keep producing a show every month. So with that, thank you very much. But Cici, do you have any afterthoughts you have after we start this show?
I just would like to say thank you to you for having this podcast, and thank you to Sonia for pulling my ears to hear.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm grateful to have to be part of this podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a collaborative thing. So without you guys, we cannot produce the content that we produce. We won't have the expertise of all this urban exploration, the hikes, the climbs, and yeah. So let's
Especially to Sonia who do a lot of work behind the scene.
I think the strength between all of us is that Cici will come up with the places, Sonia will come up with the narrative, then the rest of us will chip in with our experiences lah, you know. That's how we come together. If everybody like experts in everything, then there's no fun already. I feel that way. Yeah.
It is a synergy of our strengths, our individual strengths. We bring our own different sets of skills together to come up with something for all our listeners, for all the people that come on the trips, on the tours.
Yeah.
It is a collaborative effort. What I like to always say is that a rising tide raises all boats. All boats.
And the coconut.
But it is true, KK. If we didn't have you putting this together and not approaching us in the first place, we would not have this platform to share.
Yeah.
We would not, right? And if Cici and I were not out there, then we wouldn't have these experiences to share.
Correct. Yeah.
Right? And then of course, Sara, now you are giving another opinion, another point of view, and you have come with us on some of these Parabexes as well. And as some of the other guests have also shared their personal points of view. All of this is what makes the show richer in content. We are all bringing our voices together on this one platform. And KK, if you did not initiate this, then where would we be? And I cannot believe it's been
no, but actually,
1 year.
To be truthful, as stated, it was supposed to be just an episode of the After Dark. You know, I just want to interview you guys to get your thoughts about the guy that got caught in Cambodia. Then Joe just stated that why don't you just do a live show with Sonia and G? I know that to commit to a regular segment is difficult because everybody got their own schedule. Yeah, main thing is that everyone in Lights Out are having a day job. We are not full-time. This is not our full-time job. Even myself, although you see me creating a lot of content inside, I'm also having a day job and a family as well. So to put out all this content for you guys, partly, most of the time is for my own enjoyment, but I felt that whatever we produce as you can see, I don't know if you have followed us, you can see that the content and the production has been getting better and better also. Yeah.
That's right.
And also from the way I present myself, also getting better and better. And also just now Cici, we were showing that from the start, episode 2, I think when you all tell me to go to the Bukit Brown, I say no, I don't go. Then until to the point that the last episode where we go isolation at the Melaka, I was already at. So there was a big change in me also. Yeah. That's my change lah.
So are you ready for Bukit Brown?
Okay lah. I mean, after we have experienced the Parabex, I think, yeah, actually you're not the first person who chill me also lah. Yeah. So, but I'm as I mentioned before, I'm glad to meet everyone, not just the 4 of us here, but everybody who we met along the way. Everybody gave me a lot of insights to the passion that they have, whether with regards to paranormal investigation, whether with regards to hiking or just exploring places, is very I will treasure it always. So for the coming year and hopefully more years to come for Out There podcast, yeah, let's do our best and hopefully can give content to our viewers. Yeah. So as we come to the end, okay, before we go, I think we have made come into agreement that Sara has been very supportive of our group and has been a very, from these 2 episodes you can see that we have rapport because we are friends to begin with, but
We are?
We're
although
not.
sometimes he really crank on my gears, but So we would like to welcome you officially to the Out There podcast. So
Thank
as
you.
and when
Thank you.
the show is, your input is important, and please come join us. And
I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Thank you for
I mean,
inviting me in.
I think your insight is also something different, and something pragmatic is quite good also. But
What insight?
Insight lah, insight. INSIGHT. Insight, not insight. Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah.
No,
So-
but I'm a layman. I'm not a hiking expert. I'm not an urbex expert.
No, that-
I'm not the
We're
video
not
guy.
experts.
I'm
We're
the
just
average
passionate.
Joe.
We're passionate about what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't
I-
make
But
us.
you are willing to sample everything.
Yeah.
That's fun thing, is it?
Yeah.
So
I
you can
think-
go on these trips and enjoy these experiences.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, it also prompted me to want to sample things, but still there's still like Cici said, told me to go to walk alone in the dark. I think that one really, I think I can't do it. That was, I think.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
not,
see, that's what you say now. Let's check in a few months or in another year, and then we'll see where you are.
let's say if ever we go Parabex at night, and if I suddenly say I'm gonna do it alone, please check if it's real me or am I possessed. Please.
No lah, we just push you and
Caveat.
walk away.
Yeah, just go lah.
Go out there. The show's
Yeah.
out there. Yeah.
Okay, so we have come to the end. Thank you. It was a long show, but we're gonna cut
Yeah.
certain part. Yeah, as usual, don't be square. Get out there. Fiji,
You can't see me, but I can see you.
Sarah.
That's so scary.
Whatever you do in life, if you're not ready, you can always say I'm not there yet.
Sonia.
That's fair enough. Everybody, get out!
Good night, everybody.
And good night.
Bye.